First of all, that movie is awesome. And I think what I really got from it this last watch, because I hadn't seen it honestly in a good amount of years as well, I'd probably say like 10 years or so, is just how efficient that story is told. You know, I think when we think of Terminator, we think of this grand universe, right? We think of this future war that's raging, and then we also think of like Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, making absolute havoc in 1980s Los Angeles. And when you watch this film again, I think what you really realize is, oh, this has a very independent, low budget touch to it that I think lends itself a lot to why this movie resonates so well with people and also why it's so rewatchable.
Dude, I could not agree more. This movie is so fun and it's so crazy how efficient it is with its storytelling. There's not a wasted second in that movie. It's always trying to keep the audience engaged, whether it's, you know, we're having a big exposition dump, but it's done in the middle of an action sequence, so you're not really noticing, oh, we're dropping all of this information on you. And throughout the movie, it's just almost like this one long chase sequence. You know, it's kind of like Mad Max, where it's just like, once we start, we're going. And that's just the pace that the movie puts out, and it does not relent. I mean, like the opening of the movie is very famous because you see this big war, and then the first thing you see of modern day is the arm of like a tractor, a crane, and we think, oh, it's the robots, but it's not. It's just a, you know, it's just a standard crane. And so like there's this kind of idea that's tying these two things together thematically, like the machines are, you know, developing, and that this is are in our world and this is happening. So there's a lot of really incredible usage of, you know, motif. There's an incredible usage of metaphor or parallel cutting, juxtaposition to really sell, not only take this idea and sell it, but also to take this idea and drive it home in a way that resonates and it sticks with us. And, you know, with Sarah Connor, this whole character, like we said, you meet her in this diner and she's literally, she could be anybody, and she could be anybody to the degree that the Terminator kills like 5 people before her that are also named Sarah Connor. And there's just, from the writing to the directing to the editing to the special effects, there's just this big wealth of incredible filmmaking and craft on display. It's very smart, very well executed.
And I think what's so unique about this film and so effective about this film is that a lot of that symbolism about technology's integration into humanity, James Cameron doesn't have any character talk about a grand speech about how we should stop the integration of technology or how we should fight artificial intelligence. It's all unspoken for, and the parallels are all drawn from visual elements. And what I think that does, and almost in a way, it's almost like a lost art of storytelling, or it's almost like something that people don't do now. They just let the message exist in the background of the film. Because the main point of this film is that the Terminator came back to kill this woman, and she has to survive if humanity wants to survive. The whole message about, are we relying too much on technology? Is technology taking over our daily lives? That exists in the background of the film, and it exists in the way that he cuts the film together. You know, like we said, you see parallels between machinery in the future and machinery in present day, right? So we already know where humanity's headed, or we already know that this outcome is kind of predetermined, predestined, and I think that's why we're so invested in the characters, because when you strip the film down to its core, like you said, it's a chase sequence. It's about these characters trying to outrun this machine. And then to add to that, you have all the other societal commentary that the film adds purely through visuals.
No, I mean, like, to your point, though, that's something, like, we talk about this a lot off camera, and this is why we love something like Talk to Me. If you haven't seen Talk to Me, go watch it. It's so freaking good because, unlike other movies that have been coming out, the commentary is the byproduct. What it's saying about youth today, what it's saying about the world we live in today, and how we kind of engage with things that are maybe a little traumatizing. All of what it says is just kind of byproduct to telling a really, really good story with emotional depth and thoughtfulness. And all of the other stuff just come out of just really freaking good filmmaking. So if you're looking for a good movie to watch, that's my recommendation. Also, go watch Terminator. It's so freaking good. And I mean, if you haven't watched Terminator yet, you're insane and you need to fix that right away. But you probably have seen it, so.
So hopefully this gets you thinking about Terminator in a different way, is all I'm saying. And then if you want to make a film, you decide to make something that's super efficient and focus on the character work and the plot at hand. That's why we talk about Terminator 40 years later. Please like and subscribe. We love talking about movies, especially like really good ones like Terminator. So, if you could just do that and do that and press the button and everything, it would be fantastic. Thank you.